I was very pleased to submit today my thesis on elitist growth. Thesis reflects my 25 years development practitioner. I wanted to confront my empirical experience with theory to better contribute to social sciences. Thesis arrives at a historical time when the capitalism is the overwhelming economic dominant system in the world. One has to recognize that capitalism has brought a lot since 75 years ago. It has brought prosperity, it has brought wealth, it has also confronted the human being in his desire of autonomy. However, capitalism is now confronted to a deep crisis. It is fracturing societies, it is dividing people, it is raising inequalities. For example, since the 1980s, the 1% of the richest people in the world have captured 2 times the dividend of growth compared to the 50 poorest of this world. That number itself speaks about the inequalities between the rich and the poor. But more than that, the capitalism system as an economic system is also very ferocious to the use of natural resources. We know that the planet today is not able to, our ecosystem is not able to generate enough natural resources to allow this economic system to run. So on the basis of that global diagnosis, I have come in this thesis to look at a very specific issue, which is the triptych of elite, domination, and growth. I really wanted to understand, beyond ideology, beyond political systems, how this phenomenon of elitist growth works, and how does it manifest itself. What are the behavior, what are the practice that the elite will mobilize to always find a way to capture the resources and to control the state apparatus. That is really the heart of my thesis. I now took that concept into a specific country to see how it manifests itself, how it works. So I looked at the case of Pakistan. But beyond looking at one particular case, in the conclusion of my thesis, I'm proposing an index to measure the depth of elitist growth. So I'm developing an index of elitist growth. This index is articulated around political, economy, and social dimensions. And it's really meant to measure the deepness of this phenomenon in a given country in order to provide a tool, an instrument that can help to address the issues, the underlying issues behind inequalities in a particular country, but also to develop policy and a kind of a reform agenda to address those issues. The advantages of this index is that it is transdisciplinary, it is trans-ideology, and it is trans-geographical, so it can be applied anywhere. I want to say that the manifestation of the phenomenon of elitist growth, we can now see them everywhere in the world. It's prominent in Africa. There are many countries now that are confronted to social unrest because of the inequalities between the richest and the poorest. But it's also present in Europe, for example, with the Yellow Vest movement, but also in Latin America.